hypnotic dance. She holds me here with only a glance. She's over me. She's over me. She's over me. She's over me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is the Paranormal Portal. I'm Brent Longbeard. Obake, you got to quit zipping stuff next to the phone, brother.
Well, I'm not doing anything personal, just so you folks know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Paranormal Portal, take 2 on this Halloween Eve. I hope you're hearing me. Let Don know. Tell us in the chat room if you're there, if you can. Are they hearing us, Don?
I do believe so.
Okay.
I do believe so.
Please let us know. I don't know what the hell's going on. You guys hearing us?
Yep, I think so.
I want to see a yes. Somebody say yes in the chat room, quick.
Pixie, say yes.
Somebody say you're hearing us, for God's sake. I can't take this.
Yes, MCAT says yes.
Thank God.
Thank you, MCAT. All is good, Kurt says.
God bless it.
Thanks, Ian.
This is the Paranormal Portal. I'm Brent Longbeard. I'm here to bring you into the Paranormal Portal. This is my costume for this Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. This large, long, luscious locks.
It's gorgeous.
It is. You would like this, wouldn't you?
I would be almost jealous.
All right, and let me welcome my good friend and co-host, Mr. Black-Eyed Bean. The Black-Eyed Bean's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is. There he is. And this is the new studio setup. As you can see, we are obviously still having to troubleshoot some stuff. This beard's going to last about 5 minutes, Don. Oh, my God.
I know.
How do you do this?
It's very, very easy, actually. I am this. I'm a bean.
Yeah, well,
I can do anything.
You're a naturally bearded bean. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special show lined up for you tonight, and we got our special guest, very good friend of the show, longtime contributor and friend, and amazing paranormal enthusiast and researcher and documentarian of the paranormal in his own right, Mr. Philip Torres, the Obake Hunter, is here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, my friend. Don't mind me. As we speak, I'm putting batteries into my spirit box. That's how far behind everything is today.
Oh, that's okay. So
welcome to our world, brother. There's no wonder you fit in so well here.
Every time I come on your show, something weird happens. Have you noticed that?
I noticed that it happens a lot, but you're right. Every time you're on, we get some kind of glitchy thing going on. And you definitely bring a new flavor to every show. But we love having you, brother, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you. It's good to be here. Hello to everyone out there that's listening, Galactic and everyone else. And Don and Brent and whoever else is interfering with this program. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here as well. We have, I guess, Brent is wearing a beard or something right now. I'm not really sure.
He is.
And Don can't get rid of his beard, so
I know.
It's not possible.
He'd cut it, but he'd lose all his strength. So
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'd go all Samson and stuff.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're all here, and we're all having a wonderful Halloween night. Now, I'd just like to take a moment and say, this whole studio setup has been
a nightmare,
a challenge to say the least. It's been a challenge, and not a bad challenge, but I'm telling you, I've been just busting my tail for the last several days putting this all together. Obviously, I haven't got it all dialed in, but little by little, we're getting there. But I need to tell you guys, on the walls behind us, you see these things hanging up. Not, of course, the display and the little dragon sconces on both sides of the TV, but everything attached to the wall behind Don or myself. I don't know. Somebody's not real happy about me putting the studio here because I had it all set up and I was all good to go and with the way it was looking, and I went to bed and I came down this morning and went into the studio, and no kidding, everything on the wall that you see behind us was on the floor. Everything was knocked off of the walls, and that's no lie, no embellishment, no lie. But that was crazy. So I guess I guess I'm having to make peace with the spirit of this studio room.
The new room.
And if you see this little smoky stuff wafting by me, that's just incense. That's not a ghost. So I don't want you guys to
Marking
get like
it for posterity.
Yeah, it's not any anomaly stuff. If you see little wisps go by, it's just I'm burning frankincense right next to me.
Deb
here,
says they don't like change. They don't like moving from upstairs to downstairs.
It's the secret lair, Don. There's no saying where it is.
It's
But anyway, we are joined tonight again by Mr. Obake Hunter, and he has a bunch of special surprises for us tonight. He is taking us onto a journey that certainly has never happened on the Paranormal Portal before. This is a portal first, and we're absolutely thrilled and excited to be on this journey with you, brother. If you'd like to take a moment and explain what people can expect throughout the course of this show.
Sure. First and foremost, I got to let you folks know, oopsie doozy, we are driving to a haunted house right now. Tonight, later on, I'm doing if you don't mind me saying a shameless plug.
No, by all means.
I'm going to be doing a YouTube live stream, Halloween, A Dark Truth. And apparently the truth is happening now because everything has gone haywire. But I have with me, and I think this is just a possibility, I have Melissa in the car with me right now.
Ooh.
And over the course of the last several weeks, everything has kind of gone crazy at home to the point where if you want to look at anything that has to do with Melissa, feel free to do so. But I know I had one viewer tell me that they had nightmares for weeks afterwards looking at Melissa. So a lot of things have happened. We have not spoken for a long time. And some of these things have to do with Melissa. As a matter of fact, what's going to be happening later on, of course, has to do with Melissa as well. But just a whole bunch of things to talk about as far as you mentioned that I do documentation on the paranormal. And here in Hawaii, it's been scary, real scary. For those of you that are subscribed to it, maybe you can vouch for that in the chat room. Feel free to say whatever you want about it. But yeah, we are going to be the big surprise is if we can get there in time, because we're heading out to this house. This is a house out in the North Shore on the island of Oahu, this beach house. And I'm going to set up the spirit box when I get there. I kind of have the spirit box assembled. I got to pull up the speaker and everything. We're going to be interviewing Melissa if we can get there in time. We're going to have an interview with Melissa. I don't know if you've been gathering questions or whatever the case may be. I'm going to be using a traditional spirit box. There's another one that I use on YouTube, but that's been generating a whole bunch of scary things. I mean, I'm telling you, like when I turn on this particular app, shadows show up. You can hear growling. This particular app will use entire sentences as well. Oh, wow. So I have the traditional SB7, and I'm going to be hooking that up, and then we're going to be asking Melissa a few questions. So that's a first. I don't think anyone's ever interviewed a haunted doll. I mean, hopefully she'll want to be interviewed.
Yeah,
we can never really tell if she wants to or not.
Exactly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're not familiar with it, or this is a new introduction for you guys, Melissa is actually Obake's haunted doll. She's a little doll, but she packs a whole lot of personality.
A whole lot of personality.
So that's what he's talking about when he's talking about interviewing Melissa, is that we're going to have an interview using Spirit Box and another application with, the haunted doll. And that's happening here live, ladies and gentlemen, on the portal.
I'm excited. Can you tell?
That's if she doesn't stop the car, which I'm hoping she doesn't do, because we don't have tea leaf or Hawaiian salt or anything. Wait, we do have. I'm sorry. I'm in this car with my partner. She's geared. She has like a giant bottle of holy water. No joke.
Wow. Good. That's good. Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
So is that Faye with you?
Colleen is with me.
Okay.
Colleen is with me. Yeah, she's been on a bunch of for the amount of time that Colleen has worked with me, she's probably gathered almost like a year worth of experience in the field, including knowing when to run.
Good.
not take a stroll and go, we're walking away from that giant thing throwing a tree. Run.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Those are good
Yeah.
skills to learn. So tell us, you said it's been going crazy there. What's been going on lately or since the last time we talked to you?
Well, a lot of stuff. Probably the most important thing to mention here is just the whole idea that, at least here, I mean, I can't speak for the mainland. I never can. I can only speak for here.
Mhm.
There's been an increase with the type of entities that we're running across. Some of them definitely are part of the culture here in Hawaii. No,
Mhm.
no question about it. And when you hear stuff like the drums and everything else that are connected to the night marchers, I actually had a EVP of a place that we were at, and there was like drums beating one night. So I actually was able to record that. So, definitely things that are of Hawaii. And then there's things that we definitely don't understand at all with what's been going on. I really believe that I'm going to just put it all out there for everyone.
Sure.
I don't think we have to think hard about a veil anymore. I'm going to tell you what's really weird about the work that I've been doing. October has been like, my God, instead of October, it's been like September, October. It's like 2 months in one.
Mhm.
Time has like really dramatically dragged. People have been telling me that a lot of things have been happening. I mean, I've been trying to help people with their house and everything.
I'm sorry. It sounds like we're losing you. Are you still there?
Years, and I never once. I'm here.
Okay. We lost most of that last
Am I
sentence.
here?
Yeah, I think you're back.
Oh
But
God. Oh, okay. Am I here?
you are now.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. We're taking this route to get to the haunted house.
Okay.
Again, I don't know if it's the route or Melissa. Hopefully we don't hit a dead zone and everything drops. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. Every time Halloween comes around, things go crazy. Absolutely chaotic. I mean, look what happened to you today.
Yeah.
It just went.
It's funny because the thing that was wrong is something that should never in a million years have happened. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all why that it turned off the sound and created that issue. That should not have happened. But it's computers, so I'm sure it could be explained by a lot of naysayers or debunkers in a million different ways. But to me, that just doesn't make sense. And I used to work IT, so. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go with that. And where's the Hawaiian salt? Anyway, so a lot of crazy things have been going on, to the point where I'm really concerned about what will happen next Halloween. Because when you are in this field long enough and you're working throughout the year doing this, and then you notice this huge glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still there?
Oh, yeah. Yep, we got you.
Yeah. You notice this huge glitch in time and everything else. And I mean, of course, we could just go off into a whole different topic about time anomalies and all of that. But when this kind of stuff occurs, I mean, it's gotten so bad that when I go outside, like when I go downstairs at my place, I mean, you can just feel it. And then I'll go on my group and I'll say, this is what I'm experiencing. And people will just chime in and say, you know what? It's happening to me too. And for me, I got over 1,000 members. So,
Good.
When people start chiming in like that,
Mm-hmm.
there's something to be said. And so, I mean, like as an example too, we just had a blood moon not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where everything really started to get scary. So we went out on a blood moon, and I was doing a YouTube video, and I brought up Melissa with me. Speaking of Melissa, so I brought up Melissa with us. And this is a terrible place that we went to. It's a place of murders and suicide. It's just a terrible place to go to. But we went there nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were doing the spirit box session with Melissa, I mean, for the very first time, I don't know why that happened, but she was able to manipulate the car. We were all outside of the car, and she was turning the lights on and off.
Wow.
And at one point, I went to collect my equipment, and on the spirit box, and that's why the spirit box is so incredibly dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go get my equipment. My friend kind of stayed behind, And on the spirit box, it said, hell, hell, hell.
Ooh.
And it started laughing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was saying a whole bunch of really crazy stuff. As a matter of fact, my friend was holding Melissa, and Melissa blinked at him.
Oh, jeez.
So go figure, go figure with that one. That was on another blood moon. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is after that we went to another place to cool our heels, and that is up at Judd Trail. That's where the time anomalies are at, by the way. And so we parked the car, we got out, and we were sitting down. And then, actually, we didn't get out of the car. No, we did, right? Did we get out of the car? We did get out of the car. And then we noticed that there was this beam of light. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, that's kind of bright for the moon. Right. And we're kind of like looking at that, and we're talking about what had happened and everything with Melissa and everything else. And then all of a sudden, this thing, I call it Kanaka Nui, which in Hawaiian means giant. This thing about 10 to 12 feet tall shows up, and it's like, it's got the head of a dog, and it's just this, it looks like the body of like a Sasquatch or something like that. And it knocks over a tree. And that's why I was saying Colleen's learned a lot, because if that happens, you run.
Yeah.
You don't walk, you run. You don't wait to see what's going to happen. Is that thing going to be nice? Because it's already knocked down a tree.
Right.
It's already done that. And ever since that time, when we go up there, we now hear a dog, a very large dog. We hear snarling, we hear growling, you name it, it'll happen.
That's amazing.
It's been getting strange.
That's really powerful. And of course, I think there's a lot of factors that are involved with that. And I know that, the volcano of course, must have released quite a lot of energy, and which would have been a catalyst for a lot of things for a long time to continue happening. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that the volcano does play a part into that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's amazing the amounts of energy, and I've never seen a volcano. I mean, I've been to Hawaii and I've witnessed the volcanoes from a helicopter, but I just you think of the power and the immense vibration that is released from those, and it doesn't surprise me at all that Hawaii is such an incredibly paranormal place, because that activity is happening all the time around you guys. I mean, the Pacific Ring of Fire, that's just always ongoing. So as far as having natural sources of just raw energy, you guys have got it. You guys have the lottery of it. Yeah. For sure.
Oh yeah, it's an inescapable conclusion with spirits. I mean, you could try to get away from them. You can put in the best effort in the world to do that, and it's just not going to happen. I mean, I can't think of any place at all on this island where I'm living at right now where you could escape a paranormal scenario. Doesn't mean that it happens all the time. It's just that there's so many places for it to occur, and depending on situations like blood moon nights and stuff like that. I mean, I test these things. I do. I'll go out on like a lunar scenario. I'll go out and I'll see what's going on. We just had a hurricane pass by our islands. Hurricane Lane, huge hurricane, powerful hurricane, was coming at us as a Category 5.
Wow.
And we went out. We went up to Morgan's Corner. And when we went there, again, folks that are listening right now, there's videos for this. No shameless plug, but if you're interested in knowing more. We went out one night, and we were parked up there. And as we were parked up there, I felt something really weird happening. So I stepped out of the car, and I saw these two black shadows walk towards me. And, thankfully, I'm a spiritual person, and I prayed, and it kind of like stopped, or we thought it stopped, got back in the car. And again, this is when the hurricane is coming in. We heard pounding outside of the car.
Wow.
I mean, it was rhythmic. It was like boom, boom, pause.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, That's
Wow.
what it was doing outside the car. And we really had to ask as nice as we can, please stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that to us. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
So it kind of proves your point, Brent.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I think those of course a hurricane on top of that would just be, throwing dynamite into the fire, so to speak. But
Quite literally.
yeah, that's just a perfect storm at that point of activities and things going on. Not to mention the water, being of course a big strong purveyor of spiritual energy and such. So you guys have definitely got it there. Now you have, of course, you mentioned Melissa, but you are also an avid collector of several other of the haunted dolls. Is that not correct?
Uh, yeah, I am. Recently, I don't know why I did this to myself, but okay, I have this,
have to
I have
shake my
this
head.
very strong, I have this very strong belief about haunted dolls, and that is, there's a lot of people out there on the market. I think we may have discussed this before. You can go on eBay and Etsy and all these other places, and hey, shameless plug for them. But you can go out there and you can look at these dolls, and I say about 80% of them are just bogus,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit higher than that. And there's a pattern to watch for that. But there are legitimate haunted dolls. And what my belief is getting these dolls off the market for people that are curious.
Mm.
Because like the last two dolls that I got, Sally, who is named after the Sally house,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
she is terrifying. I mean, straight up, no joke, terrifying in what she does. As a matter of fact, there was one night, I do these YouTube discussions,
Uh-huh.
personalities of ghosts and everything else, the nature of hauntings. So I invite people to come in and we talk. So when I do that, I sit by my dolls and I remove the holy object. So one night I forgot to, didn't want to put it back right away. I was doing something else.
Sure.
And I think Sally got out. She escaped.
Oh, wow.
Because, no, for real.
Sure.
She started following me. I remember the first time it happened, she has this pink dress that she wears.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her in the apartment. Now, I was warned. That's how you can tell a doll is real. There's a warning, a real legit warning for these dolls. And Sally has a very interesting story behind her. She was given to the last owner by this old woman who said that her mother owned the doll and that her mother came back after she died and she was haunting the doll. She was showing herself in many different ways. And so, and then there was like a dark shadow attached to it as well. And it was like really bad hauntings were going on. As a matter of fact, when I had purchased the doll, I was talking with the owner all the way to the end until the doll was sent out to me. And she's telling me like, hey, it's going on. It's still happening. When I got the doll, they estimated the age of the doll to be over 100 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, this is an old doll.
Mm-hmm.
So when I opened up the box, there was this musty smell. I don't know if addicts smell like that or very old, something very, very old.
Mm-hmm.
And like a blast of energy just kind of like went over my body. And I'm like, well, this is legit. This is one of those legit dolls.
Right.
And I'll give you an example of what she does. Excuse me. She, if I go into the elevator where I live, she's been messing with the elevator.
Oh, jeez.
No joke about that.
Wow.
Like the first time after she showed up in my house,
Mm-hmm.
the very first time after that, I went downstairs and I went to go back in the elevator and it wouldn't work until this person came and said, well, what's wrong? He said, well, the elevator isn't working. Person goes in, presses the button, it works.
Oh, you're
Now,
kidding. Oh.
And and the door opens and closes, and you can feel someone on the other side staring at you. This is no joke. No joke. So yeah, if you have any questions about Sally, feel free to ask.
Now she's your newest acquisition?
No, there's another one as well.
Okay.
And that was given to me by a friend of mine. There's an interesting story behind that one as well. This newest doll that I got was from an antique store on the island of Oahu. And my friend saw the doll and was interacting with the doll and, talking to the owner about it and everything. doll was for $45 that they were selling it.
Uh-huh.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, my friend leaves the shop, comes back, the doll is gone, right? More or less. Is the doll gone? Okay, the doll is gone.
Oh.
So, I guess afterwards, you went back again. Is that what it was? Went back again, and the person at the store said, well, here's the doll. She thought the doll was gone. Here's the doll. Give it to the owl, man.
Ah.
That's what the person said. Now,
Wow.
what I use for my mascot is an owl. I use the pueo. I use the owl. How that person knew to give it to the person who uses the symbol as an owl, I do not know. But I can tell you this: when the doll came home, my roommate, who was a very strong psychic, would not touch it. She said, "Get that away from me." And then I picked up the doll and I got sick. So ill, as a matter of fact, that the following day, I spewed. That's a good word for it. I was violently sick.
Wow.
This doll's eyes move as well, and they're like this really spooky blue color. So, cool. I altogether have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
What?
11 dolls.
Oh, jeez.
I have 11 dolls. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm not getting any more.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you should.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. Now, how does that work? How do you manage to keep all of that energy in concert and in peace?
Well, that's the thing about these things. People need to understand, if you go all the way back to the time of Egypt, just to go time traveling real quick. Let's go back to the time of Egypt. And we talk about vessels and mummies and everything else like that. These things all contain energy. Right now, we're passing Koaloa Beach Park. This is a huge burial area right now that I'm passing by. This is a place of night marchers. This is a place of nightmares. You don't want to be here at night. If you go into this park at night, shadows will chase you down. Now, in this particular place, there are iwi. That's Hawaiian bones. These are all vessels. The Hawaiians believe that part of the life force is imbued into the bones. That's why in the old days, you would bury people at night. So no one would find your bones, because they can take that energy and they can use it for spells. So, again, life force. So even in the back of those days of Egypt and everything else, all these things have life energy to them. Vessels were very important. Guardians were buried with people, and those guardians had energy in them. And so, this is a very old story about vessels that are haunted. And, this is an ongoing thing in today's world. And so when you deal with these type of things, just like with spirits, any type of spirits, vessels or manifestations and whatnot, you have to fight the spiritual with the spiritual. Mm-hmm. This is why I have so many holy objects in my house. And that's why I like the new doll that I got, Sally, mm-hmm. I surrounded her with objects, literally surrounded her with that. That's how much of a threat she is. Wow. But then again, think about the implication. For those of you that are listening tonight, or if you're talking, just one moment of your time. Think about the implications of that. People shouldn't be messing around with the paranormal. It should not be treated lightly. We shouldn't be looking too hard at an answer, because the answer is all around us every single day. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going around. For crying out loud, pay attention to what your kids are doing tonight on Halloween.
Did we lose you?
Oh.
It just went weird, and then it went.
Oh, yep, we lost him.
We lost him. I'll have to. Is it calling back?
Is he calling back?
I don't know. I gotta pull it up.
Hold on a sec.
Oh, there it is.
There he is.
It's reconnecting, but it says the connection's very poor.
Obake, you hear us? Obake.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we got you back for the time being. Maybe not. You're still really sketchy, but wherever you're at right now must be a real bad place. So if you have to drop out, that's okay. We can reconnect with you as well. I'll just keep an eye on this here and see what happens. But we may have lost him for now. I know he's en route to a haunted location, a haunted house. Oh, I can hear him.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Am I here now?
Yeah, there you go.
Now you're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in zones right now. We're going through zones and stuff. I don't know where I cut off at, but hey, doesn't that make this authentic? Much more authentic when we do it like this.
It does, yeah. I mean, it's okay, and that's what I love about doing the show is that, ladies and gentlemen, this show is unscripted. What happens happens. The discussion that happens happens. Technical problems happen. They happen. You know, it's like we do the best we can, and we're to bring you a show. But now, a good point to be made is that anytime you're dealing with paranormal, and whether that be by virtue of doing a show, whether that be by virtue of discussion or interest or research, whatever you put that much energy into, you're magnetizing to you, and you do end up having those kind of things happen, and that's not at all unusual. So the fact that we have problems on the show doesn't really surprise me, because it's kind of what we do, and if anything, it may lend the show a little more credibility in my mind, because it's like, yeah, well, we're calling out to these things all the time by discussion, by giving that energy, pondering, and when you do that, you have to expect that sometimes some things are going to answer.
Yeah, that energy comes to you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I take a lot of time and care in prepping my environments, not only by virtue of saging and things like that, but a lot of energy work I do around the house all the time to handle this kind of stuff. It's just one of those things. It doesn't always work as seamlessly as I hope, but at the same point, I'm not possessed yet that I know of. So I got that going for me, but I don't know if he's back now or not. Are you there, Obake?
I'm here. I want to get a Brent doll. I want to get a Brent doll, and I want to get a Don doll.
Oh no!
We would call those action figures. Those wouldn't be dolls; those would be action figures.
That's right. That's right.
Would you have the Kung Fu grip as well?
Oh, G.I. Joe and all.
Absolutely, with chopping motion.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna hit another dead zone. It's funny because the dead zones that we're hitting, so we'll just pause and I'll listen for you to come back on. The dead zones that we're hitting are places that are legitimately haunted. So again, how much more of a real experience can you get than passing by these haunted locations that for some reason cut off? So that's coming up right now. This place is called Kahana Bay. And it's one of the places that has a white woman that haunts the place. There's a white lady that haunts that area. Wow. And yeah, we're coming up to it. It'll be here shortly. So if we cut off, just talk and do, pull your beard or something. I don't know, just whatever you feel is good.
I'll play with my beard. I only have a beard for the night, so I got to enjoy it. Yeah, I had to pull it down, though, because I was sweating like a pig in those little the hairs were going up my nose and stuff. So I don't know how people do it, but.
Here we go, Kahana Bay. Here we go, right over here. Woohoo!
That's amazing. And of all nights for it to be, to have that kind of effect as you pass by Halloween night is about as good as it gets. Now, I know that there's some disagreement from, depending on who you talk to. Some people say that the thinnest of the veil is actually around December 25th. Others will tell you that it's now, and I don't know. I don't know which it is, but I can tell you that both. I've never really noticed it so much on December 25th, but maybe that's because I just got such strong Christmas spirit. I don't know.
It's the Christmas spirit, of course.
That's what I'm feeling.
It's what you put in your.
Oh, we're losing you again, brother. I don't know. Like he said, he's right in
Yeah,
front
hold on.
Well, not only that, he's also carrying haunted dolls with him.
Well, Melissa's in the car, and he's traveling through these haunted locations.
Only one. Okay, all right, only one.
But it's all you need. Mm-hmm. It is Melissa, after all.
It's like he takes her on a field trip. Here we go, Melissa. I'm gonna go on down the road here.
Yeah, it's trying to
reconnecting again.
Reconnecting again.
Wow, that's just crazy though. I can't think of owning one doll, much less many dolls. And a lot of people in the chat room are like, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's I mean, but there again, it's one of those things that if you are serious about researching the paranormal,
get into it.
Then that's one of the things you're going to have to do. is get into it and of course know what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, don't get the impression that it's ever okay just to go, hey, I feel like having a haunted doll now. Let me get on eBay. There's a lot you need to know, because you can guarantee that if you buy a haunted doll, if it is legitimately haunted, now
You're asking for a haunting.
There are a lot of scams out there. But here's the thing: is that the dolls, they're going to come with a presence attached to them if they're legitimately haunted. You're going to have to deal with that presence, and you're going to need to understand that doesn't mean that, well, you just put it in a corner and, pour some salt around it and it's good. You may have a big battle on your hands, so you need to be careful about that kind of thing. Now, Obake's been doing this for a long time. He knows what he's doing. He's versed in the best practices, and, he's not... this isn't his first rodeo, is my point. So he does it. He knows it's a risk every time he's doing it, but it's a measured risk. Now, just for anybody else to say, hey, I like ghosts now, let's get a haunted doll and whip out the Ouija board. Well, that's just going to be a recipe for real problems. So definitely be careful. But I don't know if he's back or not. Obake, are you back? No, we still haven't got him.
Spotty at best.
Yeah, and they're doing this drive through to get to the haunted location, and that's cool. He's on Hawaii time, so it's earlier, 3 hours earlier than us. And wherever you are listening to us, it's earlier than most of you anyway. And if you're like Ken, it's already tomorrow there. So
that's right, yeah.
Ken's dealing with tomorrow, but we are just going to cruise through the night. Some things like this are going to happen, and that's okay, because this is just a real live paranormal experiment, if you will. And so you can't schedule the paranormal. You can't make things happen or not happen. We're just doing it. We're throwing it out there and seeing what we can get. And it's going to be a journey nonetheless. Yeah. But I think it's really cool. I'm really excited for the idea of interviewing Melissa and having an opportunity to ask questions and see if she has responses.
Yeah. Congratulations. Enjoy that for me, would you?
Well, you're here with us, Don.
I'll sit here quietly and mind my B's and Q's.
I'll just say, Melissa, what do you have to say to Don? Don's been a longtime fan of yours.
Yeah, from a very big
Melissa,
distance.
Don's been really excited to have his own paranormal experience.
Oh, no.
Can you help him with that?
No.
Oh, Don, we gotta open your eye, we gotta crack your pineal.
Not like that. Feed me baking soda or something, whatever works. I mean, just not that.
Ah, yeah.
That is one of the creepy things. I mean, and I sit here and I talk about all the time how, I'm here because I believe that, I'm on a journey and I want to experience something, paranormal or supernatural or something in my life, and, Diana says, poor Don, we're always picking on him. But, I mean, I could imagine that, having a haunted doll would maybe do that, but I don't know. I seem to be like anti,
I as far as having a first paranormal experience, that would not be the one I would try.
Yeah, no,
yeah, we did absolutely lose.
Yeah,
the
he's
call
gone now.
So.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking over at Brent, and I can see his profile, and I can see these long little hairs hanging down his chin.
I know, I can too. I'm pulling them off my microphone too, and they're just annoying the hell out of me. See what I do for your entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. See what the lengths that I go to entertain you? I mean, come on. They're all over my microphone.
Yeah,
too.
they are.
It's like licking a cat.
Oh, God.
That's what it's like, is licking your cat, is what I feel like.
They said the sound went bad again.
What?
They said sound went bad again.
We got a full bar here.
I wish we had a full bar here.
Well, test.
Are you hearing us?
You guys got to keep us posted. Nothing has changed.
Said a bit muffled, Pixie says.
I don't know. Could be.
I wonder if it was kicking us off when it kicked Obake off. Huh.
We're quiet now.
Yeah, quiet.
Test. I can jack this up. Test. I'll go a little louder on the main fader here. We'll see what happens. Is that better?
Can barely hear really low.
Really low. What the hell?
Wow.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it. I haven't touched anything. The only thing I did was, wow. I'm not sure.
You know, you don't have the ghost box on, do you?
I don't.
So I was wondering if maybe,
You know
Melissa's
what?
here.
That's a good point.
She might be over there talking her butt off and mad because she can't hear her.
Let's give her a voice.
There we go.
Oh, the TV.
Yeah.
It's on. It's coming through the TV.
Oh, great.
Oh, funny.
No, they still say it's still low.
I don't know. That's very strange. Let me look at the sound settings again. And ladies and gentlemen, nothing's changed. This is it. Test. Look at that.
Yeah,
My microphone's
way low.
barely.
Way low. Yeah, mine's barely on there too.
Test. Wow. What the hell's going on? This is weird. Microphone. No idea. Let me do this. I'll jack that way up. Test. That's a lot better. That nothing has changed. Well, why did it do that?
Pixie says put the beard back on.
It was generating static to help the production and the broadcast. Is that better, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the chat if you would.
Josie's got 2 thumbs up. Aloha says, yep. Okay. Dinah says, okay, we're good.
All right. What the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, this kind of stuff just defies explanation. Nothing changed.
Welcome to the portal.
Yeah, but I had to go in and actually tweak the driver.
Halloween.
I had to go tweak the driver
Really?
setting. Yeah, that's crazy. In the control panel, I had to just jack it up. It was all of a sudden it was just almost non-existent, and we could see it on this bar. It was just barely moving, like dink, 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 and now it's like boom, boom, boom.
They say, Aloha says the beard was working as an antenna.
It was working. It was wonderful, but again,
He just can't pull on a full beard.
I just, I can't do it. I'm going to be shaving this little fuzz pretty quick just because it's driving me crazy. I'm just not a beard guy, and not that I have anything wrong with that. I respect the hell out of anybody that is a beard guy, but I'm telling you that few minutes of wearing that, and I feel like I licked a cat. Like I'm just like,
God.
Ugh. I don't know how better to explain it. But, okay, the sound is better now? Okay. So I got the paranormal detector going here. I got to start a session. So talk, Don.
Talk. But as I was saying, I mean, I really don't know if I could, have my first experience with a ghost doll. I mean, that's a scary thought, and
and unadvisable.
I'll take that under advisement and say, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Obake with his, he said he had 11 dolls.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That really
I think
is.
we've been around him since he was around 4 or 5. He's gotten a few since we've known him. So, definitely not a doll.
Okay.
I don't have a doll fetish, and I'm not interested in having one. But and definitely, not exactly like the first
doll fetish.
First one. It's just bad.
It is, but again, I would only recommend it to those people that actually know what they're doing and are willing to invest, because that's a commitment.
That's like having a child.
Let me
haunt a child at that.
Let me see if I can give him a call back here. Oh God.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm turning that way down.
So I wonder if she's saying something. If Melissa might be saying something on that box.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, brother. We just gave you a couple minutes to get through that dead spot, and we thought we'd call you back. Welcome back to the show.
Well, yeah. I mean, thank you. Let's see how long.
Yeah, you're already jumpy. It's a rough connection, for sure. We're getting a real bad connection, but hopefully it gets stronger.
It's the other side of the island.
Well, the other thing that happened, and I need to tell you this because you probably don't know, but after we were done, we were talking, and suddenly the people in YouTube were saying, "Hey, we can't hear you guys."
Yep.
All of a sudden, our audio was jacked way down, and I had to go back into the settings of my computer and jack it way back up. It was like, I don't know that they were tweaked, but something changed, and I had to go in and manually change it again. So it's a real weird night, definitely.
Yeah, it is. The other thing too, real quick, is as I was trying to create this discussion for people to come in and talk about things about the paranormal. And then as everything changed with Sally and the haunting and everything else that's going on, I even went so far as to say my YouTube channel is haunted because people were getting affected by it. People would come in and talk about possessions and all kind of stuff. Everyone would just start changing their personalities, and the energy and everything else would change. And it's something going on. Because my streams would cut off. Everyone's saying, well, YouTube had this thing going on a couple of weeks ago. Very, very true. But I've been listening. And as soon as they mentioned the D word, they mentioned their entire system would put down. So I believe you when you say that.
Yeah,
I do.
In fact, as soon as you said that word, suddenly you were almost inaudible there for a couple seconds. So, yeah, there's power in words for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, there's no place that you can go to escape ghosts. Right now, where we're driving by, this is Pounders. There's another place of another white lady. And this place is where spirits actually attack people. You'll get shoved.
Oh.
All kind of crazy stuff will happen here at Pounders. And we're passing by it right now.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I'm starting to feel that feeling when you're around negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to honestly feel that right now.
Sure.
People that go into this stuff and walk out of it said, I'm unscathed. Say, you know what? I'll call your bluff on that. I will. Each and every time.
Well,
because they'll find a way to let you know that they're there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that, anytime you deal with something dark, it touches you in a way that you can't wash off. It changes you on a very, very profound level. And I don't know how to explain it, but I know you probably understand what I'm trying to say. And perhaps many of our listeners do as well. But when you've dealt with something really dark and just vile and horrible, it changes you. It changes your soul. It changes your energy is all I can say. And while we recover, of course, but something is different from that point on. It definitely alters us in some way.
Yeah, it does. If I had the choice between doing the paranormal and not, and just living a happy life, I watch my football, I go out to the beach, I hang out with my friends, go to the movies, I choose that over the paranormal any day. But because, what happened to me when I was a very young child and not understanding what life was entirely because of the spirit realm interfering with all of that, here I am, and you're right. And this is why I always say I'm an advocate. I say, take care of your children when it comes to hauntings. They tell you something's going on. Don't say it's their imagination. Take it for what it's supposed to be, an experience that's going on. Try to help your children, because you don't want this happening from when you're a child all the way to now, because there are certain things you can no longer connect with in life. And I have a very difficult time with that as well.
Yeah, I would agree. It changes you, but I think in some ways, in a good way, though. And I don't mean to say that it's all dark and ugly. It's certainly not. I think that for everything dark that you touch and that you've dealt with, you gain something as well. It changes you, but you also gain something. And I think that's maybe a strength. Like, you find out just how strong you can be, and you find out how, when you've wrestled with darkness, you find out that you can persevere, and you can, how much mightier you are than you might have thought prior to that. Like it uncovers something in you in that way too.
That does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to translate all of this stuff. Documentation and everything is good, but eventually it has to be translated in a more pure way. So that's where I'm at with all of this stuff, is trying to translate it in the right way. But see, if the moment we stop saying that, you can find a way to do it this way, you can redirect your energy. That's all true. No doubt about it. I wouldn't be here as a survivor of everything that I went through if there wasn't a way to do that. But all I'm saying is that it's getting to be more and more of a challenge. I will sit on a panel with anyone of your choice. If you ever get to that point with your show and you want to have a panel, I'll sit down and I'll have a discussion with anyone else that thinks otherwise. It'll be very, very productive. It'll be very, very positive. But I would like to engage people with that, because it's not just people that are working in the field anymore. It's becoming more and more the case where people are under attack. And I'm talking really innocent people. I mean, yeah, well, I was a child. I was innocent as well, when all of this stuff happened. And, I still try to find the child in me, which feels like it was erased when it happened. But it's becoming that way.
Right.
It's, there's a wall, there's a message, everything. Why do we have Amakua? Why do we have owls and sharks and everything else that are ancestral spirits? Why do we have that? And why do we have also, in the same breath, in the same pulse, why do we have these other weird creatures that are popping up like Kanaka Nui? As a matter of fact, just to add on to all of that, Nu'uanu, where this happened, it was said that Nu'uanu was created by a giant chasing a woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So there's so many things. So what you have here is like a mulligan stew or something like that. Everything's thrown in there. But you kind of have to understand why and how it was thrown in there. You at least have an understanding. You need that. In this moment and where we're at in the world, if we don't have navigation, we are in severely dangerous waters. I cannot stress that enough. And I understand people are going to chime in with New Age stuff. We need that hope. We need that ray of light. But for us to ignore it or, push it to the sidelines, trust me, I got Melissa in the backseat of my car. And she is all business. She is all business. These dolls are all business. And if it takes that to let people know about all of this, I'll bring out the dolls. If it takes me going to a place and you have to meet a 10 to 12 foot creature, which I don't want to do, but if it can at least make people sit up a bit more and pay attention, then I'm doing something. And that's all that really matters right now is I'm doing something to make people understand this is not the time to ease off on anything. You're not supposed to be paranoid, but this is an age of awareness that we're in right now.
Yeah, I think your mic might be dead, Don.
My mic might be dead. Seriously?
Yeah. Yep.
I've been trying so hard.
Well, that's all right. It's just a normal night here on the portal.
Yep, it is. Okay.
All right.
It's weird, Don. It's weird, Brent. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
It's getting weird.
It is, but it's all kind of part of the journey, I guess. If anything, to me, it just validates that there is something to all of this, and these little things, and maybe they're easy to explain away, but what if these things are actually caused by spirits? What is the implication of that? That's enormous. That means that there are energetic beings that are interacting with us directly and have the ability to have impact in our lives, positive or negative. And it always will. To me, it seems that if people at some point acknowledge that, then they open their eyes to a world that's lied hidden. It's just been ignored for so long, and in that we've lost our center, we've lost our balance, we've lost our integration of mind, body, spirit, which I think is so profound. We live in body, so much we're stuck in body and body and body, and mind. But we've kind of lost the spirit. So sometimes it takes huge things to shake a paradigm and make people reawaken to that. So I think that can be a very positive outcome of some very profound paranormal experiences.
Well, this is why I always found this very interesting. And I'm sure the people in the audience and you and probably Don as well, you realize that it's interesting how the holidays work. You have to go through the darkness before you hit the light. You have to go through Halloween before you get to Christmas. That's a very spiritual thing. extremely, extremely spiritual. And I believe in that. I believe that that's how life operates
Sure.
as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, and I've kind of talked about that a little bit, and sometimes in my own personal life too. But it's like I really believe that sometimes the paranormal, while it can be incredibly shocking and profound, it can be also, as I alluded to before, it can be awakening, and in that, if it shakes up a paradigm, that means somebody has to change. Now, so often in our lives, we just kind of, again, close our eyes and forget about the whole holistic view of ourselves, and we just get real cosmetic and real earthly and real, grounded in fabrication rather than substance. And we find that we're walking into walls. And then we find a door opens, and it becomes aware, but before you can go through it, you can't carry all the stuff you're hauling. You got to put some things down. And then you can fit through the door. And I think that that's kind of symbolic for the life. And it's just something that's occurred to me. And I don't know if it fits in this discussion or not, but I think it's a powerful thing.
Anything powerful has to do with the spiritual. I honestly believe that. Mm-hmm. Because when things happen, we're a cause and effect type of, whatever you want to call us, people. We are that. We cause and effect. We respond strongly to things that happen. But the scary part is, and that's why I always try to balance it, the light with the awareness, is that sometimes we're coming into this a bit too late with our responses. I mean, I wish I could turn off that switch. I want that switch off at times. Mm-hmm. I really, truly do want the switch off. But it seems like society is going through a shift, and some of that element is not for the better at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes we're responding too late and after the fact. I'll give you an example of that. It was in the news today, and this in a way fits into this discussion. And they're talking about how the global warming issue is much more severe than they first thought. And I, for a long time, said, global warming, no matter on what level you're talking about, is bad. But, here we are, and they're saying that, we don't have too much time, and I don't want to scare the audience. We don't have too much time to fix this. And to fix it, we have to dramatically fix it. For those that want to look up the latest in the news with global warming, check it out. It's out there for you to read about. But that's another thing about that. We wait. We just wait and wait and wait. We are the deer, and we're seeing the headlights. But that's where everything stops sometimes. We're just looking at the headlights, and it's coming closer and closer. And what do we do about that? So, that's just who we are as people. So what you said makes sense, because powerful things will initiate a response. But at what point are we responding? That's how we look at this stuff.
Sure. And it's very true. And hopefully people are looking at their lives and doing what they can. I know that it's easy to get lost. It's easy to forget. This world excels at that. But, we're all on that journey, brother. And hopefully we'll get there. But how long until you're at your location now?
Well, let me check right here. We're probably we're heading out of Kahuku. And from Kahuku, we'll be heading towards Haleiwa. So about 15, 20 minutes, we should be at the house. We should be over there right now.
Okay.
And like I said, as it gets more and more dark, it gets more and more scary over here.
Yeah.
It is. It's getting scary.
Why did you pick the haunted house to do this interview?
Oh, actually, I didn't. It was like a last minute thing, and it was made available. And so I'm like, okay. But some things happen along the way. It's just, I tell you, Halloween, things happen. Things happen. Just like the whole, let's call it the portal syndrome with what happened earlier and stuff like that. Just as a way to illustrate the point.
It's an effect.
It's the Halloween effect. How's that? The Halloween effect. It's the Halloween effect. And so, it was made available to me, and we have investigated this place before, and there's been some very strong, intelligent responses to the location itself. So when it was made available, hey, I don't know how everyone else in the audience or anyone, would react to that. But if you're given access to a haunted house, especially with the work that I do, you know, and you got it for the entire night.
You gotta go.
You
Yeah.
gotta rock and you gotta roll. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? You know, that's the way to do it. So, you know, full on, you know,
Right.
onward, you know, to the location and then setting things up and doing things. And on top of that, um, you know, I've taken Melissa to haunted places. I've never taken her to a haunted house before.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna have to really work on controlling all of that. But at the same time, you know, some people have told me that Melissa is very possessive of me.
Hmm.
I don't like using the word possess, but she's very possessive. People have said that she's very possessive of you.
Sure.
You know, she doesn't want anyone else around you.
Mhm.
I don't know if she's my greatest fan. I don't know. You know, I can't make a tiny Obake Hunter shirt for her. You know, sorry, but I just can't do that. I would give her a Paranormal Portal shirt, and I would take a picture of it and send it to you guys. Unfortunately, I can't do that though. But and that's another interesting thing about it as well, is to, you know, and on top of that, you know, who knows? Maybe she'll see a beautiful place. We've done spirit crossings. I know we haven't talked about that on the show, but we have successfully crossed 4 times, spirits. We've crossed them over.
Oh,
So
very cool. Excellent.
if you ever want to do a show on spirit crossings, let me know about that, because we've done them. And maybe Melissa will connect to something. Because I know when we got Sally told me, I want to be in a beautiful place. You know, I don't know if she understands what's going on, because I have a friend of mine that is a guest on your show that's been talking to me on the side, and, you know, saying that this doll is very distraught and upset and angry, but she wants to be in a beautiful place. So, you know, this is a good opportunity to test, to see if this doll is in a beautiful environment. Maybe it'll make a connection to the other side and will leave the vessel. It might leave the vessel. So, you know, you never know.
Now, what is Melissa, for instance? Okay, do you have any background on what the situation was? How did she become lodged in this doll? What was going on? Have you found out anything about that?
Yeah, you know, that's the scary thing about haunted dolls, is that some of them come with a story, with like an extensive history. Some of them will just be like someone came across the doll. Again, people go on eBay and such and Etsy and they buy the dolls. They don't know what's going on. They don't even know the history of it. All they know is that, you know, why is my table rattling? You know, why do I hear a voice in my bedroom at night?
Right.
Ever since I got the doll. So Melissa was a doll that would make a lot of noise. She would, you know, moan and all that scary ghost stuff. And then she would also move around in the apartment. And it was legit, because the person said, you know, I want her gone immediately. So, and that's the first doll. Melissa's the first doll that I got. And it just so happens I hit snake eyes in a bad way. Yeah, literally snake eyes. And, you know, I got her the first night, you know, everything started to happen. And then it's a process. And then you start, you know, learning, try to learn as much as you can. What do I give? Do I give it compassion? Am I supposed to be stern? At times I feel, this may sound odd, but I feel a sense of pity. I walk up to these dolls that are surrounded by objects, and I feel like, wow, in a way they're prisoners, but I can't take the chance of what that necessarily means.
Right.
You know, I mean, are these rogue elements that are trying to fool me?
Yeah.
You know, so I can't lift it. I can't lift it. I can only keep everything in place. You know, but I don't want to be the caretaker forever of all this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I learned. You can't hold on to it forever, nor should you want to hold on to it forever. So that's where I'm at with the dolls and everything. You know, and Melissa had that. That's all she had for a story. That's all she had.
Wow.
You know, now I have my story with Melissa. So.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. I was just curious, you know, because the idea is absolutely fascinating that somehow these spirits that are in whatever state, you know, in their possibly confused state or wounded state, or, you know, they're just in a state of, I don't know, anguish, they find these dolls and they take up residence in them and lead somewhat of an existence through that. But it just seems so shocking to me, and I just want to I want to understand what that is, or what is that like? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just such an odd thing. Why there? Why that doll? Why, was that the only option that was available, or was it just the one that they were the most attracted to? You know what I mean? It's just so many questions.
I think part of it is dolls. I mean, they represent an innocent time in people's lives. And if these dolls are going through turmoil or whatever the case may be, there's two things I think might be going on.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for like a shelter or something, that refuge from whatever they're going through, and they're going to connect to an innocent time in their lives. I think that could be part of it. The other thing is, if you're looking at the dark side, the dark side, one thing I learned about from my experiences having been attacked by spirits is that they're there to tarnish that. They're there to take away that innocent symbol.
Right.
And so that's always the case with the dark side, to twist and change things into something that's almost unrecognizable. So when you take something innocent as a doll and it becomes haunted, then it's practically unrecognizable as something good. And if it affects people, it goes through society. People say dolls creep me out because of these stories and everything else. And if that's the case, then in the side of darkness, mission accomplished.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what I think.
Now that's
mission accomplished. Yeah.
That's why I got to give you a lot of credit though, because knowing that these dolls could have and house such malignant beings and such dark things, that you don't come across as a person that's adversarial at all. You almost come across as like this caretaker and this guardian spirit to these dolls, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. I think it speaks to your presence and your peace, or your strength, that you can do that. I don't know how else to explain it.
There's got to be something that we contribute to. Again, the paranormal these days, it's a huge thing. It's a hot topic. No matter what direction you put your attention span to,
Mm-hmm.
It's a really hot topic right now. It's going to be like that for a long time.
All right.
But with that said, I've seen so many people out there that I don't know why they're doing it. I can go to a lot of different shows or, whatever the case may be, and I'll see somebody with a flashlight in a dark place. And it's like, okay, you have a flashlight. You're in a dark place. What happens after that?
Mm-hmm.
So you did that part. What next? And it's the same pattern repeated over and over and over again. Now, in no way am I saying I have the answer. Sure. I don't, but I'm at least in my heart and in my mind, I'm looking for something there. I really am. And then you come across situations with like haunted dolls, and you're like, maybe this is part of it. Maybe this is part of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then take it from there. I hate to say it, folks. I really do. I really hate to say it, but it's Halloween. Put everything on the seance table, okay, with the crystal ball. And that is, when I see people out there, I'm not going to name people. I'm not. And then you see them and they're doing their thing, and they're getting all these type of recognition. Money is being sent to them. I'm talking outrageous sums of money
mm-hmm.
being given to these people. And all they do is repeat the same thing over and over and over again. They never show you the ugly side. They never show you what it's like when you go home and you're wrecked. And I mean wrecked. You're not recovering the way you should.
Right.
You are in a state of emotional turbulence because you just went through something really, really big. And because of that, you kind of say to yourself, well, what do you do with it? Let me give you a good analogy of this. I talk to people in the paranormal community, and I tell them, if we could stop a place, holy cow, that place is haunted right here. Excuse me, sorry. I tell them, if we could contribute to having a place not being haunted, we brought in some priests and everything else, and the place is no longer haunted. Are you okay with that? That place will no longer be available for you to do research. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't begin to tell you how many times people have paused and not answered the question.
Wow.
What does that mean when people do that?
Well, yeah, it's
what's your input on that?
Yeah, well, my input is that they're obviously doing it for selfish reasons.
Right.
That I think that you have to go into this with the idea that you want to learn, but you also need to help.
Right.
It's just one of those things. It's got to be a concert of good intentions, because first of all, if you're going into it for the wrong reasons, then you're never going to emerge from it anyway. Not correctly anyway. You're going to emerge some kind of mess. But when if you're real clear of your intention and you want to help, then I think, then you're working in concert with a higher good at that point, and that becomes, very, very altruistic. But if you're going into it with what can I get out of this? When do I get to cash the checks? And I can't wait till everybody notices my face. Then you're in it for all the wrong reasons, And then you become a blight, and you become another opportunist in a long line of opportunist people.
And you become a discreditor of us.
Right. Those of us that are doing it to help teach and to educate and to create forums of understanding and help for people that need it. This is a real big mission of the portal that, we've worked really long and hard, and we've developed this network of people that are willing to extend themselves. And a special thank you again to Sean and Deb and Dee and Joel that have extended themselves so much for people to help them, and yourself too. If I ever had anything come up in Hawaii, I would definitely be getting on the horn to you, and I know you would help. And that's what I love about this community that we've put together. Because we are what I believe is a bunch of like-minded individuals that are trying to do it for the right reasons, but there's a lot of people that are doing it for the wrong reasons. And in case in point, tonight's Ghost Adventures was they were doing the Haunted Museum live, and one of the things is he's got this Dybbuk box, and I know you know what a Dybbuk box. For those of you out there that may not be familiar with it, it's a Jewish term. A Dybbuk is an evil spirit in Jewish lore, in a box. It's a wine box, and it's a legendary box where an evil spirit was trapped in this box, and it's changed hands a few times and caused mayhem everywhere it goes. But it's been essentially sealed shut for the most part for the decades. And now on Ghost Adventures tonight, and I love Ghost Adventures. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun watching it, but they're planning, or they did. I didn't watch it. I've DVR'd the episode, but they're planning on opening the Dybbuk box tonight. And to me, that's horrible. That's just like, why would you do that? Why would you risk unleashing something that's so malignant and horrible just to get some viewers? That to me, and of course I'm going to watch it, so I'm probably not a big help in this whole thing either, but it's just that when you're chasing fame and sensationalism so much that you're willing to put so much on the line, then it's no longer, to me, a very positive thing. But again, I'll watch it because I'm DVRing it. I don't know what happened. I'm not trying to know until I can get a chance to watch it.
Right.
But we did lose Obake, or is he there?
Sounded like we lost him.
Well, it was trying to reestablish a connection, I think, but I don't know where he's at. Let's see. It's trying to reconnect, so we're going to have to give him some moments here and see if he reconnects. If he drops, of course, we'll call him back again. But, yeah, that's just it with the paranormal, ladies and gentlemen. And just a lot of us are, for the most part, a lot of us are just interested. We're not, necessarily interested in going out and getting into haunted locations and locking ourselves in rooms and with voice recorders, but
right.
There's many of us that are. So we are a collection of a whole spectrum of people in the spirit of the paranormal. I guess we got him back. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, we lost you there for a little bit, but good to have you back. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I found this portal. I said I should. Oh, there's Brent and Don. My God,
Stop
that's
by.
incredible.
Stop by the portal anytime. We're always open in some way or another.
Always selling the sizzle to the paranormal steak here at the portal. Open 24 hours a day. Yeah, I like that.
Basement
Can I
meat
take your
always
order,
available.
Yeah, Don's always willing to whip up some basement meat for company. So anybody can stop by. But, it's kind of the Roach Motel, though. You might check in, but you might not ever check out. Ba-dum-bum. Oh,
There he goes again.
We lost him for the punchline, man. I can't even repeat it now because it won't be funny. Dang.
Yeah.
Comedy timing is everything.
If you want to hear the end of that joke, Obake, you've got to go back and listen to the replay.
Yeah. Well, I think is he back? No, it still says reconnecting. But hopefully we get to that haunted location pretty soon, ladies and
absolutely.
gentlemen, and we can start doing the experiments that we were so excited about. I'm not sure how.
We're almost there, folks. We're almost there.
All right.
Hold on.
Excellent.
We're almost there. We're almost at the haunted house. We are very, very close to the haunted house. As a matter of fact, this is how real it gets. As soon as I get there, I got to run into the bathroom. That's how bad it is.
I feel you, brother. I understand, and you got to take care of those things first.
Yeah. But we're almost there, and I'm just gonna bust out that speaker, connect it, take out Melissa, and say, "What do you have to say?"
Talk to us.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting to get there. We're 2 minutes away from this place, and then they're gonna leave me alone there.
Oh.
If you people see me on YouTube, please keep me company. I know Don came by last night. I was sharing some ghost stories, and Don stopped me and said, "You're coming by tomorrow, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got the doll. I got the doll."
Don said, "Okay, I gotta go."
Yeah, Don said, "I gotta go," and he left. And I was okay with him leaving, even though I was in the dark talking to people. And I scare myself when I tell ghost stories. I scare the heck out of myself. I'm my worst critic. It's like, why go overboard? I don't know.
Especially if you're in a haunted location already, then it's like, oh man, that's the wrong time to tell ghost stories. You're supposed to be around a campfire with friends. Then that's a good time.
And right now I'm a Halloween prop because my eyeballs are floating. Hint, hint. Yeah.
What do they
coffee a lot more,
man.
Yeah, I have a different type of portal to visit. As soon as I get there, you're gonna hear me run out of the car screaming. Like where's a tree? And just, I know it's a little bit TMI, but when you're in the park for 3 hours and you had like big coffee. And I love coffee, so.
Yeah, I do too, but unfortunately it goes right through me. It's like it doesn't even hit anything on the way through. It just goes right from my throat to my bladder. It's like, boom.
Yeah, right now my bladder is saying trick, not treat.
Oh.
Trick. See if you can do it, man. I feel like I got goldfish in my eyeballs.
Oh, well, I feel you. That's the worst.
It's right around here. It's right around here. There's a place right now. I didn't mean to whisper.
No, that's good. That's good. It was
Look
good.
at that house.
That's a drama.
Is it this one?
Dramatic.
Please say it's this one. It is. It's the old gate. It's the old gate. Oh my God. We have arrived. Houston, the Eagle, and something else has landed. I think it's the mothership or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live on location at the haunted house where
yes,
he is
we
going
are.
to investigate.
Yes. Let me grab things, including my whatever I have left of my sanity. Whoa. Is there a fire hydrant around here? There one?
Just lift your leg.
Just lift the leg.
I have to lift my leg and cry with great joy. Now we gotta open up the gate. So this is the interesting part.
We're gonna listen for the creak.
Literally, she's probably wondering why am I standing next to her while she's trying to unlock the gate. It's because I'm gonna run off into the dark and go, oh no. Oh wait, you don't know the okay, you don't have the number on you. Can I climb the gate?
Ooh.
This is so authentic. This is folks, it doesn't get any more real than this, okay? Honestly. It doesn't get more real than me trying to get into a haunted house. Not because it's haunted. Oh my God, look at those trees behind the fence. Look at those trees. Oh my God. Someone put a collar on me and feed me biscuits or something. Seriously, say I'm a good boy. Say I'm a good boy. Say it. Okay, I'm a good boy. Thank you. I'm a good boy. That's the sound you make, folks. Sound like I'm beatboxing or something. Hold on a second there.
This is live radio, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm more alive than any of you right now.
Live and unrehearsed.
Yeah. Is it open? Is it open? Can I sing Born Free? Okay, open the gate. The gate.
Ooh, our stream's going red.
Oh, God. Okay. Don's going to talk for about a minute, or Brent is going to talk for about a minute or two.
Yeah, just
I'm going to put this phone down. I'm going to be right back.
Just mute it.
In about a minute or two.
All right.
So speaking of, having questions ready, Brent, do you have anything that you might want to ask Melissa?
Yeah, I'm going to ask her what she thinks of my buddy Don and how he needs, if she's willing to help him have a paranormal experience of his own.
Are you trying to draw the spiral spirits to me? I don't want the spiral spirits here. Oh, boy. Oh,
of course,
yes.
I'm really interested in you having your awakening.
Yes, I understand, but I'd rather not do it with a doll named Judith.
Wouldn't
or
it be
Melissa,
great?
for that matter.
It can be just immortalized on the Paranormal Portal.
Yeah.
Your own Scooby-Doo moment.
If Melissa blinked at me, I'd be scraping unders. Scraping the unders.
Raw Reggie.
Whoa. We did it again.
Like, yeah, Scoob.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, wow.
Oh. It's what about you, Don? You have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I gotta be here?
Yeah.
Actually, no. It might lead to a couple questions, as in like, why me?
Well, I think it's a real great opportunity to have a chance to speak to what we can only believe is a spirit embodied within a doll.
Right.
I mean, all those things that I was curious about, those are things that, how did this happen? How did you get into a doll?
Right.
When did a doll get to be the good idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Is it because they're usually cute and cuddly and people don't throw them away?
Yeah, well, somebody's gonna love them probably.
Oh, good God.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe maybe it was a spirit that just had a real tough life,
right?
And they never experienced love, and
they wanted to jump into a doll and experience that. Yeah,
right, exactly. So.
Oh, jeez, are you guys still there?
Oh yeah, we're here.
We are. We were just talking politely amongst ourselves.
I think I stepped on a jumble jack on my way out of the car. It's just like, it's like that. It's like that. I know that's not me. And
is that a good thing?
Where I went, a tree will grow one day. The tree will sprout from the ground.
Wow.
With yellow fruit, but will look like lemons. But I'm looking towards the haunted house. Actually, just to let you folks know, if you want to run a little bit over, because it is Halloween night. There's 2 houses here that I'm looking at right now. I'm getting chicken skin on my goosebumps because there's 2 houses to investigate tonight. I'm walking towards that house right now. These houses, I should say, and I'm gonna grab my my stuff and Melissa. We're gonna generate a spirit box. Luckily, I know how to do this. So keep in mind, people that are listening right now, the spirit box is extremely dangerous. I'm going to have to say a prayer to contain the energy and contain Melissa as well. A very strong prayer. Those of you that follow me on YouTube, you understand this. You've heard demons speak on my other box. We're not going for that tonight, especially tonight. Again, this is all live. Let me grab my stuff here. Where's the rest of it? Where's my smaller thing? You found it? No, that's not it. That's not it. Look for the other bag. I have 2 bags that I bought with me. There it is. 2 bags. Okay. So I got both of these bags with me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, he's on location now, and he's going to be getting ready to do a spirit box session with Melissa the doll. And this will be a first on the Paranormal Portal, if not maybe the first anywhere. I've never heard of people doing spirit box sessions with the doll before.
No, yeah, and that's going to be quite interesting. And hopefully, this will get out there far and wide, and people will have that experience, because I'm kind of sitting on the edge of the seat now, and I'm closest to the door, so you
Don,
can just
you're looking
kind of
pale. Why are you looking so pale?
Gosh, I think it might be the.
Might be your kiss makeup, or you're nervous.
I might have to wear corpse paint every week now, because that screen is really bright.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow! I got so much stuff on me. Hold on. You guys talk for about a minute, so I got to get out the speaker and everything. So keep on talking.
All right, so I'm going to lower your volume there while you work. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first for the Paranormal Portal, doing a live spirit box session. And as he said, it is important when you're doing a session like this for you to have some kind of shielding, some kind of preparation, some protection. You don't know what is going to come through. It's not necessarily the same thing as like a Ouija board, but it is a session where you're creating contact, you are encouraging contact, and therefore you may not always know what's going to come through, but you should have yourself protected in the eventuality that something negative does come through. He may be aiming this at Melissa, but something else may decide it wants to talk more.
Well, it's just like a Ouija board in a lot of ways.
Well,
it's just a portal, but it's not. Yeah,
it's not a blind channel like a Ouija board is. And a Ouija board is you're making direct contact and you're saying, "Come through me." But this is it's a medium that can be risky. So if you guys want to say some kind of protection of your own out there, I don't know. They do say that paranormal spirits can go through the wires. So just be careful.
As a matter of fact, I was talking with our friends Zara with Paranormal White Noise and Glenn from North Nottingham, and they said, and Megs from Paranormal People, and they're all spirit boxers over in the UK, and they said that spirits can read the chats, they can respond directly to some thoughts that you may have. Yeah.
We need these physical mediums, but they don't need physical mediums. They need to know that an energy is directed to them. They feel that. They exist on an energetic level. So, yeah, they'll know what you're typing because it's what you're saying in your head in an energetic way. So, you can hear it starting up, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to try something really interesting, so hold on a second.
Okay, very good.
No, that won't work. That won't work. Oh, jeez.
See, just hearing that's creepy. God.
It's going to be a long night for you, Don.
Oh, it is. It is. Isn't this stream almost over?
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you
hear that? Okay. Melissa, we have people here that want to talk to you tonight. You guys can hear the spirit box, right?
Yeah, we can hear it a little bit.
Okay.
It's very faint.
Okay. Yeah, what happened was I was in such a hurry to leave today that I didn't bring the right Bluetooth speaker with me. Let me put it right up against the phone. Can you hear that?
A little bit.
You hear that?
I can hear like that.
You can kind of hear it?
Yeah, it's faint, but can hear.
Okay, I'll tell you what I hear, okay? How's that?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Melissa, we have people here tonight, and they want to talk to you. Oh, God, she's looking at me. Are there any questions that people in the audience would like to ask for Brent or Don?
I would like to ask her if she's stuck, if she's trapped in this doll.
Melissa, are you trapped in the doll that you're in right now? Are you trapped in that doll? Oh God, her eyes are doing really weird things, guys. You have no idea. I'm not saying this for drama. Melissa, are you trapped in that doll? Yes or no?
You're kidding me. You're
Whoa.
kidding me.
Told you.
Whoa. Hold on. I'm going to switch frequencies. I'm going to switch frequencies here.
Yeah, my
I think it's because I have it on the AM. I'm going to try. I'm in the
yeah.
FM. I'm going to try AM.
Okay.
It's a sweep on AM right now.
My wall hanging behind me just came off the wall.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's on the video. You can watch a replay.
Yep.
Melissa, are you trapped in that doll? Oh, this is so weird. Switching back to AM, FM because it seems to be more effective. Okay, here we go. Sweeping back again. And is that you, Melissa? I'm going to ask right now. Is that you that took the thing down off of Brent's wall? Are you trying to communicate with she just blinked. Oh. She just, God, when these people leave, I'm stuck with Melissa by myself. Hold on. Melissa, did you do that? Was that you? I got a better idea. You really want to see if Melissa's going to talk to you? You folks really want to know if Melissa's going to talk to you right now? I got backup right here.
Sure.
You guys really want to know if Melissa's going to talk? I'll give you something that you can hear.
Okay.
Right now. Right now. We're switching gears right now. Matter of fact, I did something. I did something that I shouldn't have done. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. To the left of this house, to the right of this house, to the ceiling of this house, on the floor, on the grounds of this place, I ask total protection from the light to protect us against every and all forms of diabolical manifestations or evil spirits. Right now, I'm going to turn on, as I turn off the spirit box, my spirit detector. That will communicate with you. So let me turn this off right now. Spirit box has been turned off. Spirit detector is being turned on. Melissa, if you can hear me, light up this box. I'm going to put it right next to Melissa. Oh my God, it's going off. Okay. Go ahead, Don. Ask your question again. Brent, go ahead.
It was just wondering if you are stuck in this doll. Are you unable to get out?
If you are unable to get out of this doll, light up this box right now. Light it up completely. Okay, so it did do that. It lit up the box.
Okay.
Is there any other questions you folks would like to ask Melissa right now? Because this will answer you.
Does she want to be released from the doll?
Melissa, do you want to be released from the doll? Light it up. Bring the numbers up on that spirit detector. Bring it all the way up. Give me a 4 or a 5. Do you want to be released from that doll? Light it up. Light it up. If you want to be released. If you don't want to be released, okay, it's lighting up, guys.
Okay.
Now it's not lighting up so much. When I ask it to be lit up, the numbers go up and the entire thing is just lit all the way on this device. And the numbers go up quite a bit. It's like a REM pod, but it's a lot more effective and energy response and also proximity. So I guess she wants to be, released, or she's giving us mixed signals.
Okay.
But I can tell you it's getting really heavy. Go ahead, ask another question.
One of our listeners, Julia, is asking if she said she's getting goosebumps, and she said, but does she know who she is? Does she know who Julia is?
Oh, who Julia is? Okay. Yeah. Melissa, do you know who Julia is? Okay, it's not lighting up that much at all.
Okay.
Very low numbers. Do you know who Julia is? Light this up. Go next to this device. Stand right over it. Put your hand above the device. Do you know who Julia is? Light up this device completely. It stopped.
Oh, okay.
It just stopped. Okay, there it is again.
Okay, yep, I can hear it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Another listener, Ruthie, is asking, is there anything that can be done to help her?
Okay.
And so that would be either
Melissa.
a yes or no,
Okay, go
and
ahead.
then we'll have to try to figure out what that is.
Okay. Melissa. And that's Ruthie, right?
Yep, that's Ruthie.
Okay, Melissa. Ruthie would like to know, is there anything that can help her?
To help Melissa.
To help Melissa. Anything they can do or we can do to help Melissa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Put it a little bit more further away from Melissa. We're still getting a high. And the other thing about it, as you folks are listening, it's actually the lights are pointing towards Melissa. It's really lit up right now.
Wow.
We push a little bit further away just to debunk that. Anything that can help Ruthie right now?
No, help Melissa. Can we do anything to help Melissa? Is what she's asking.
Yeah, it's lighting up. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
This device is away from her. This is scary, guys. This is Halloween night.
Julia is asking if she wants to be somewhere beautiful. Ask if she wants to be buried on the beach.
Big questions. Let me just set up the box again. Okay. If you wanted to be placed somewhere beautiful, if you want to leave this doll, would you like to be buried on the beach? Honestly, I wish you could see that.
Yeah.
I wish you could see this device that I'm using right now, because it was completely lit up. It just stopped. It's not doing nothing right now. Okay. Well, it's not doing much, but it just lit up completely. I got this sense of almost sadness with that. Yeah, so
wow.
So
there is something that could be done that she's wanting something to be done. And what was her response to the question about the beach?
It was strong. It was all lit up.
Okay.
It's not doing nothing right now. You can hear this device going off.
Yeah, we can hear beeps. So
yeah.
Ken from Australia is asking, ask Melissa what sort of spirit she is. Ken, that's going to be, I guess was she a human spirit? Is she something other than human? I guess that could be a multi-layered question.
It can be. It's depending on, whoa. Okay, let me ask.
Okay.
And the question is, what kind of spirit is Melissa, right?
Right.
We're trying, it's going off when I said, it's going off when I said that.
Wow. So she wants to communicate about that. Was she a human spirit?
Okay. Melissa, were you a human spirit?
Uh-oh.
What?
No noise. The box didn't make any noise.
No noise. I don't.
It's kind of lit, but it's not doing nothing.
That's
it's only
scary.
A little bit.
So, Melissa, are you an inhuman spirit?
Hi, Melissa, are you an inhuman spirit? Just so that people will have an understanding of. What the hell is that noise? What the hell is that noise? Hold on, guys. What the hell is that noise? sounded like, it's a wrong idea. You probably hear the ocean in the background. It's a wrong idea to joke about what you say and what you hear. And I just heard drum beats twice.
Wow. Hmm.
This place is, just as much as this spirit box is right here, this place is starting to activate itself. And for the next several hours, I'm going to be here alone. But let's go back to this. I don't know. You know what? What if Melissa answered that way?
Well, I mean, there's many types of non-human spirits. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a dark. It just means
that's just true.
Yeah. So it's certainly not jumping to any conclusions, but it's a curiosity.
It is.
Let's see if she can get into the doll. Boy, that's a great question, Annette. Annette's asking if she can get into the doll. Why can't she get out? And
okay, that's a good question. Go on.
Now, the thing that is possible in that is that she could have been bound to the doll by somebody, and that could be a part of the problem. A lot of nefarious ritualistic practices bind spirits into objects, very much against their will. So it's possible that she. Well, that's a great question. Ask her, was she put into the doll against her will?
Oh.
Okay, I think I know where to ask that question. Melissa, and I'll ask it one way. It just went off and I said her name. Melissa, are you in that doll because of something else besides your own free will? Are you involuntarily in this doll? Do you feel, this is going to creep me out when I say it, do you feel imprisoned in this doll?
Ooh. Can you hear the beeping?
Yep.
Yeah. So she was put in there.
It's a good question. It's a really good question. I don't know, maybe she was put in there.
Yeah.
But it just stopped. There it goes again.
Yeah.
And I got to say this too, while you were asking questions on this very creepy Halloween night, when you start to ask questions, that box will light up. There it goes again.
Yeah. She wants to talk, eh?
She wants to talk. See, there's many different ways, right? Actually, the most dangerous way is this spirit box. This kind of like, lessens it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But she can communicate by using that, because if it lights up completely, there it goes again. If it lights up completely, it's because the spirit has put their hands right above the box.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this particular device. Let me illustrate that for a moment. I'm going to put my hand right above it.
Oh, sure. Yep. Could hear it chirping.
Yeah, it's chirping. So it's responding. Even as we talk, it'll just go off on certain things. Maybe key words that are triggering Melissa to want to speak. So
Julia's got another question. Was she a child in life? Was she a child?
Melissa, were you ever a child in life? Were you a child at all? If you could see, oh God, if you could see the way she's looking, looking around, or whatever the case may be, and not responding to that.
No, Road Trains Tiger, and I'm a new listener. I've never seen this person before.
I sent him to your channel.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, welcome to our channel. He says, I just heard a little girl's voice say, yeah. So that's the other point, is that we could be getting EVPs over this recording as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you're listening, listen closely. Put on headphones, because you may pick up the possibility of an EVP.
Need a cigar and a bottle of brandy. Let's go on with any questions that, we should do periodically, questions with Melissa. And maybe do something like that from time to time. But please ask anything you folks like. Because now we're situated. Now this device and everything is calibrated, we can see what she wants to share. Spirits are individuals. They may feel like answering certain questions. Maybe they think other questions are too personal. So
sure,
continue right ahead.
Right. I'm just watching for any new ones that come. Don, have I missed any?
No, not that I've seen. Is my mic working?
Yeah, you're working.
Not that I've noticed right away. But there's a lot of questions about, what was she if she wasn't human. So a lot of questions about that.
Well, there's lots of different spirit types, ladies and gentlemen.
It's reacting to that. It's reacting to it's reacting right now. Keep going.
So I'm going to stop talking.
Well, no, Don, you just had a paranormal experience when that fell off the wall. So there's a lot of different spirit types, ladies and gentlemen. They're not always human, and there are animal spirits.
Is there anything to drink? Oh, it's going off again. Is there anything to drink?
There are
okay.
Other types of spiritual entities, from the Fae to Deva Kingdom to many types. There's shadow people. There's race. There's crones. There's a whole catalog, and there's thousands of different types of spirits that are believed to be out there. There's sylphs, dryads, etc., etc. So there's many different types of spirits, human only being a small segment of that. So it is possible that this doll could be inhabited by a spirit that wasn't human. That doesn't automatically imply demon or dark. It just means it could be from another type of existence than what we understand as human.
So another question that was asked is she from this dimension? Is the spirit of that doll from this dimension?
Okay, what I'm going to try to do is something interesting that I try not to do. As much as we talk about calibration with the instrument, I'm going to try and calibrate with her right now. Okay, so let me get her situated. Melissa, you okay with answering questions, I hope? Okay, so the question is, again, it's going off. Geez, I think she's... What was the question again? She may already know the question. I'm not sure. Keep in mind, this is Halloween night, folks. The veil might be there. The veil might be gone. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows for sure. It's just all out there for people to speculate on. But it's reacting to that. What was the question again?
Well, the question was, is the spirit of Melissa from this dimension?
Okay, good question. Melissa, are you from this dimension at all? Are you from this dimension at all, Melissa? Light it up if you're from this dimension. Light it up. Hold it like that. Hold it. Continue to hold it. Are you from this dimension?
Would that be a yes then?
I think it's lighting up.
Okay, so sounds like it was from this dimension, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Ken. Ken says some spirits are liars and deceivers. That's possible.
They are.
We certainly don't know. Julia again is asking, does she like the forest or the water more?
You like the forest or the water more? Forest, light it up. Okay.
It does like the forest.
Do you like it's? I don't dare go near it. This device scares me. Anything that I've had in the past does not compare to the spirit detector. Do you like water?
I don't hear anything.
Oh my God, the way she's looking right now.
So that's
okay, so she doesn't. Yeah.
Does not like water, but loves the forest.
Yeah.
Okay, that answers some questions, and or at least tells us the way her spirit resonates. What was I just saw one here. Melissa, do you like?
Wait, before we go any further.
Okay.
If you want to answer a question, you light up the box. That means yes. Okay, Melissa. So we have an understanding. Don't light up the box if it's no. So go ahead.
Okay. Road Trains Tigers asking Melissa, do you like being a doll?
Good question. Melissa, did you hear that?
Yeah.
It just went off.
It was like, yes.
Yeah. Do you like being a doll? You like being a doll? Because I feel sad right now.
Is that like a no?
No, I feel sad right now. If you don't want to be a doll, if you're a person, I feel sad about that.
Yeah.
I wish under different circumstances that this wasn't going on with you. It just responded. Yeah. That was just, it just made me, I just had this feeling of sadness just now. I'm very sorry, Melissa. Very, very sorry.
Aloha is asking Melissa if Melissa is the veil thinner right now.
It just went off. It's going off.
Sure, we can hear it beeping.
It just went off.
Right. So
your question has been answered.
Yeah. And Pixie is asking, is she a gnome? Is she a gnome spirit?
Melissa, are you a gnome spirit? Okay, I got to tell you folks something right now. When you go to a haunted location, okay, you're kind of like intuitive or you feel things change. On top of that, keep in mind we're at pretty much, I think, a haunted house right now. It's going off. Holy jeez. Am I talking to Melissa or are you somebody else?
That's a good question.
That is a good question, actually. Yeah, that's a good question.
Light that up if you're someone else. Light it up. Jeez. Just not sure. Okay, stop doing that. Stop it. Thank you. I don't know if it's saying you're welcome. Stop doing that, please. I'm by myself here. Don't do that. I'm trying to have a discussion with the people that I'm talking to right now. Stop doing that.
What did Naysay ask?
Oh, geez.
When the last time she was in human form.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to recalibrate this. I'm going to turn it back on.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Let me stand away from it.
Yes.
Yeah, I calibrated the device. Because that was kind of scary. But, these are the questions we have to ask. So, again, go ahead. What you were going to ask.
Hey, Obake, ask her if she shares that doll with another spirit.
It's lighting up right now while you say that.
So it might be a more than one.
Light that up. You're answering Don's question. Light it up. Light it up. Yeah, high number.
This is Annette's question.
3. 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay.
Huh.
You may have an answer there.
I would say you may have an answer there. Now you know how many people you need to collect rent from.
I'm going to stand in front of this pumpkin right now. Pumpkin, can you answer a few questions for me? No, you can, of course. And, I'm just going to fill you with candy and stare at you all night. I just walked away from it. And I'm walking back towards it. Because it's just like somebody there peeking at you through a window. I don't mean to quit it. And it just responded when I said that.
Yeah.
Right. Stop that. I will pray you away if you continue. If you don't stop doing that. Someone here with us right now. Very strong vibrations are coming through.
Aloha said, Obake is brave. He's at a haunted house and he brought a haunted doll with him. Jeesh.
And I'm by myself here.
Oh, we
I'm
got
gonna move
us.
this device. Let me just move this device.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. You can be by yourself, Mr. Spirit Detector. Okay? Now stand away from. There's someone in that house right now.
Oh, I'm sure. So how are you
Who are-
doing? How are you feeling right now, Obake? You're in the middle of the soup there. What's going on?
You're right there. You're inside of the house. Let me take this device in the house. Melissa, don't move.
Please.
Please don't move. No more shows. No more nothing. Obake goes into retirement. Okay, I'm in this house right now. I'm in the house. Oh my God, this house smells old. Never been in this house before. I'm going to set this down. There's no reason why that should go off. I know you're in the hallway because I saw you in the hallway without really seeing this. You're in one of these rooms. Oh. Okay, you're in that room. You're in the room on the right with the two beds. You're in that room, right?
We do have a question in the chat room using your detector. I don't know if it's a question I would want the answer to, but I'm gonna put it.
I just walked into this house. I've never been in here before, so go ahead.
Okay, but if you don't ask it, I won't blame you one bit.
Not at all.
Someone is asking to ask if there's a demon in the house.
Holy shit.
Johanna is asking that.
Johanna, if you ever come to Hawaii, look me up because I want to take you some places where I think there are demons. Is there a demon in this house right now? Spirit of evil, if you are here, I command you by the power of the cross to answer this question.
I hear a lot of beeps.
That's the device. There's a chair next to it. An old chair.
It's like beep, 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 beep. Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, it's doing that. I'll go outside for a moment to clear my thoughts. I've been to haunted houses, okay? And I've been to houses where you might consider this to be a D&D thing, but chaotic evil exists.
Yep.
And if you do this enough times, I've done buildings and everything else. I did a building for several months where there was evil spirits. I just walked into that house. There's someone in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Johanna, or whatever your name is, I'm sorry because I forgot because I really have to multitask between questions
that is the right
and
name.
the energy in that house right now. It just answered your question. It answered your question. And there's a very similar energy signature at this house. You hear that?
I heard something. What was that?
It's the device going off again when I'm talking about demons. Hold on. You hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it beeping.
As soon as I mention demons, oh, you are too strong, man. You and I are going to have a conversation after this show. We're going to have a conversation, whoever you are that's here. I brought my holy objects. I have my prayers. I have Psalm 91 and I have Psalm 140. That is specifically, and there's one prayer for every single type of evil manifestation that you can imagine. And that prayer is not short. It's extremely long enough. I'm going to get that. I'm going to grab the device, bring it out here. There's no reason for it to be going off like this. With the proximity.
Now you said you were gonna after the portal, you're gonna do a live presentation of your experience there. Is that right?
Yes, it's called Halloween: A Dark Truth, and I will not reveal that truth until the end of the live stream itself.
Okay. We are unfortunately about running out of time here, brother. So I'm sorry to leave you like this. I would love to stay, but I know that.
And whatever's in the house right now.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Just me and the doll and whatever's in the house right now.
Right, or whatever, all that's in the house as it may be. But just be careful, man, and just know we love you and thank you. Can you please tell people how to stay in touch with what you're doing and where to find this stream?
Yeah, if you're looking for the stream, it's Ghosts of Hawaii, hosted by Obake Hunter. Just like when you see me come into the chat. You can also find me at my Facebook group of the same name, Ghosts of Hawaii, hosted by Obake Hunter. You can find me on Instagram at Obake Night, all one word. You can find me on Twitter at Obake_Hunter. And that's pretty much about it. The YouTube channel is, of course, you already know this. When I come into your stream, that's the name of the channel. And you can go there. You can check out discussions about spirits, many different topics. You can see some of the documentation that I've been doing with spirits. Once in a while, I'll lighten up the mood a bit. I did it one time because it was just too much. But always staying within the realm of keeping it serious overall. Just that is there. Sure. So that's how you can reach out to me and everything else. And of course, in a little while, I'm going to be charging up my phone after this. And then I'm going to be doing Halloween, A Dark Truth. And trust me, I'm saying this before I sign off. A dark truth is behind me. That's one of the dark truths in the house. But if you want to hear the dark truth that I wish to share with everybody, and hopefully that'll give you some idea of what we're dealing with at times, check it out, because I will be going live in about an hour or so.
So, Obake, are you going to be out live on Facebook or live on YouTube?
Live on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
I might do a short one on Facebook just to show people where I'm at.
Okay.
I did not expect this because the last time we were out here investigating, it was outside. It wasn't in that house.
Wow.
So you folks have a safe and happy, I'm just going to say it this way, October 31st.
There you go.
Well, you be safe.
I hope it was an okay show. I hope it was a good show. I really do, you know.
Truly interesting.
It's absolutely amazing, and it's always great to have you on, brother. And thank you for taking the time and making us, allowing us to be a part of your journey. But be careful. Just know that we're there with you in spirit and wrapping you in all the light and love. And be careful.
Thank you so much, everyone. And everyone out there, Galactic and everyone else, all of you folks, you know I'm out there with you folks most of the time. So thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. May your studio be blessed and all good things for you in the future.
All right, brother. Well, thanks again.
All right, Obake.
All right, I'm going to let you go here. So have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, you folks. Happy Halloween. Oof.
Thank you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of the show, taking part in that experience, that journey. That was a portal first. It was very interesting. I wish we would have had video. That's the only thing I could say is that it would have been nice to see what was going on as well. But the audio was compelling as hell. I just can't imagine to see it as well, how electric that would have been. But and much less being there in person, of course, would be just beyond amazing. But thank you guys for being a part of our Halloween night. We love you all so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the Portal family, and spread the word. And hope you guys had a wonderful and happy Halloween. And be safe, be good, be kind. And be nice to each other, help each other out. And we will be back on Friday night. I'll be joined by Mr. Naysay, and we will be doing a discussion of magic here on the Paranormal Portal. So
I'm going to miss it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'd love to have you here, but
it just is.
It just is. Well, Don will be with us, of course, on Saturday night. Yep. So we'll continue the journey then. But take care, you guys. Happy Halloween, and we love you bunches.
Love you all.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
I have to find that.
1, 2.
I gotta find it. It's like everything's different now.
He can't find his stop button.
I can't find the
ending credits.
There it is.
Derp. Oh, there you go. Bye.